Hey guys, Tor from TC here at GuitCon, here with the amazing Phil X.
Hello! What's up, man?
Flying straight in from Brazil, right?
Brazil. I was in our last show of the South American tour was Saturday night.
You've been with Bon Jovi for
On and
touring
off.
on...
Since 2011.
Wow.
2011 was a short stint. 2013 was the long stint.
Yeah.
And actually, I haven't left. So I'm still there. We just played Sao Paulo on Saturday night in Brazil, and it was like, a stadium, 50,000 people.
Yeah.
Then get on a plane and come to Germany, and here I am.
Yeah, with 30 people
Right.
doing something entirely different.
Entirely different, which is awesome because we're all geeks.
Yeah.
This is a geek moment.
It's a very geek moment.
Like we're geeks, nerds, whatever you want to call it. I don't think like cool people think of us as geeks.
I hope not.
No, but we are.
Yeah.
So fuck cool people.
Well, I think
we're geeks because this kind of stuff is nerdy stuff, man.
Yeah.
Dialing in a pedal on your laptop to get it exactly right.
Yeah.
That's geeky, man.
That's very nerdy.
Yeah.
So you kind of juggle that. You do the geeky stuff, but you definitely also do the rockstar thing.
See, it's a weird thing to like. The whole term is like funny because you don't even when you're sitting on a jet having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich
it doesn't feel that rockstar.
on the way to the stadium.
Yeah.
You don't really you think of yourself as a rock star.
Okay, so let me rephrase that.
No, I get what you're saying.
But just thinking, and it's actually something I wanted to ask you because, I've seen videos of you and I've seen some live stuff on YouTube and places, where you play live with Bon Jovi, but you've done some jamming here.
Yeah.
And even though it comes across in the video, seeing you play live is such a rock and roll moment. I think that
I've been hearing that a lot.
I just feel like, I have this sensation that when you play any moment, you might just like take the strings and just like kind of just rip them out of the guitar. And it's such a cool thing.
Well, you grow up watching those guys.
Yeah.
Like I remember I saw, starting at the age of 14, I saw Van Halen with Roth 4 times.
Yeah.
And then I saw Cheap Trick and Judas Priest. And like I'm a fan of music, I'm a fan of being in the audience, and I know what I want to see when I'm in the audience.
Yeah.
So then I trade places with the guy on stage. I become what I want to see and hear.
Yeah.
So, and to me it's rock and roll is dangerous. Rock and roll is bad notes. Rock and roll is reckless. You know, that's what rock and roll is to me. Because I've been talking to a lot of these guys here who spend more time on a YouTube channel and talking about it. But it's a different thing when you walk on stage. Yeah. And they go, wow, you do that reckless thing. And I'm like, that's what rock and roll is, man. It's supposed to be like that.
But I guess, you can do that thing where you kind of deliberately go like, okay, I'm on stage, I have to do something crazy. But to me, it seems like it comes natural to you. It's something you just do.
Yeah.
Maybe it's total lie. Maybe.
Thank you. No, but it's true. And it's you're in the moment. And it's funny because if I had my band here, you would see it even more.
Yeah.
When you're using a drummer you're not used to and a guy that's not even a bass player, he's just playing bass to help out.
Yeah.
And you call out a song and it's not quite right, you can't bum out. You have to still produce.
Yeah, you
still have to deliver the goods.
Yeah, and you're the glue that kind of ties everything together.
And
so
you're giving them cues and they kind of miss cues, but the guy, hey, that guy made it that time. So, but the whole point is that, again, it's not supposed to be perfect. No. Rock and roll isn't perfect. Rock and roll has an element of surprise and accident and anything that is not perfect. Yeah. Yeah.
So, just coming back a little bit to your roots, listening to Van Halen and Judas Priest and these guys, was it from the get-go that you were like, this is what I want to do? Or was there like a pivotal moment where you think like, I'm gonna pursue this guitar thing and I'm gonna spend the time to get really good at it? Yeah,
you know what? I mean, and a lot of people are in the same shoes. School bummed me out. It was like, it's not what I want to do. So why am I here? You know, they're not teaching me anything. I'm teaching the guitar teacher at school.
Yeah.
You know, so for me it was, you know, my dad. You know, he came from Greece and he had a grade 6 education and he was still a successful man, you know, businessman. So he's like, you know, what college you going to? And I was like, I don't want to go to college. And he's like, you're going to college. I didn't get to go to college, so you have to go to college.
Yeah.
You know, but I was naive. Give me a year after high school to not go to college and just to be a musician.
Yeah.
And maybe record a record with my band and get into a van and drive everywhere in a 500-mile radius to do gigs in every, you know, to get to sow my seed and to actually learn something that way.
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't work out, then I'll go to college.
Yeah.
But I learned quick that you can't accomplish anything in 1 year.
No.
But he cut me some slack. You know, he saw that I was happy and I would still go. So I would bartend at his restaurant.
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I would gig Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
cool. Yeah.
and have Sunday off, unless there was a gig Sunday.
Yeah.
But it was 3 45-minute sets, and I'd have a guitar in my hands the whole time.
Yeah.
Everybody made fun of me because I'd do 3 45-minute sets, and then they'd go and party, and I'd play guitar until like 7 in the morning, and then I'd sleep for a few hours, and then play guitar until we played again. So that's when I really developed my style.
Yeah.
And some of the crazy things that I do came from just playing guitar all the time. Because at some point, you're not really playing guitar. You're in the Zen mode.
Yeah.
You're almost meditating with the guitar in your hands. And you forget to eat, and you forget to buy new strings, and then you do that night without an E string, and and you learn stuff. And I think that scenario in a lot of musicians has been lost.
Yeah.
You know, I had to learn covers by ear only.
Yeah.
There was no YouTube.
Yeah.
There was not, hey, put the song here and it'll slow it down. There was nothing like
No.
that. No apps, no transcription, no YouTube. You learned everything by ear.
Yeah.
So it makes you a different musician, that's for sure.
So do you think, you know, if you look at, you know, the younger generations, do you think that, you know, they'll be lacking that, or is it just different? Because you could say that, you know, one thing is, you know, as you said, there weren't all the help you could get as a musician today. You know, back in those days, as the young kids have today. The other thing is that there's so many other distractions today as a kid. I mean, when I grew up, there wasn't anything. You know, there's like half an hour of TV for kids every day. So if I wanted to do something else, I'd play the guitar.
Well, in this time period that I'm talking about, your only distraction was girls.
Yeah. Well, but the guitar helps there, right?
But they were also inspiring.
Yeah.
You know? And it's funny because I've seen kids learn everything from YouTube. And YouTube isn't 100% guaranteed because a lot of those guys say, hey, here's the solo to beat it, and it's wrong.
And it's not really the right
it's
thing.
incorrect.
Yeah.
So, and then the kids are learning it wrong. And I don't have an issue with that. I just tell people to learn as much as they can by ear.
Yeah.
And then if you need help, refer to a YouTube source, but a reliable source.
Yeah.
So, but I meet kids, like I work with kids. I go to band camp up on a lake in Ontario, Canada, every summer, and I work with kids from 11 to 17.
Yeah.
And then I recently did a School of Rock in Milwaukee a few months ago.
Oh, cool.
And I met all these kids, and I met all these kids that were so into it and ambitious. And I met great musicians, I met okay musicians, but you can get a feel for the ones that are taking it seriously.
Yeah.
And then I got to perform with a band of kids that were in the top 1% in ability of 2,500 kids across the U.S.
Oh, cool.
So, and we did Highway Star.
Yeah.
And I walked up to the guitar player, I'm like, hey, what's up, man? So me and you, we're harmonizing Richie Blackmore, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, yep. And I go, you want to go high or low? He goes, either. And I thought,
like, that's
the best answer ever, dude. That means you did your homework and you care.
Yeah.
And he's wearing a cool outfit and he's ready to go on stage with his bushy hair and rock out Richie Blackmore. And the cool thing about that is that I'm like, well, dude, I'm here for you. So which one you want to do? He goes, you go low, I'll go high. And I'm like, and he was so confident. And I found that really refreshing.
Yeah.
You know? I love it when people put the work in. And then we did it. And the keyboard player nailed John Lord
really?
on the keys.
Yeah.
I'm the guy, I stopped playing and I point to the keyboard, so the sound guy knows to turn him up.
Yeah.
You know, hey man, turn the board up. So I just love rock and roll so much, and when it's done right like that, it's just, cool. And that's from a young source. Yeah. And I also learned that all these kids, they love Zeppelin and AC/DC and Black Sabbath, and they love the stuff that I grew up on. So I think that's pretty amazing.
It's not all Calvin Harris and
right. And what the cool thing about that is that, but is it good parenting or the internet?
Yeah.
Like, what is it really? Yeah. You know, whatever it is, though,
it's working.
I'm glad.
Yeah, still good.
Yeah.
So, what are your plans for the coming year or so? Do you have plans for touring, new albums?
Yes, I have. I want to finish my record. I'm working on the 4th Drills record, and we're in mix mode right now. So I'm really excited.
Oh, so it's
but it took a really long time to do because we started in 2014, and there's a different drummer on every song.
Oh,
so that's 12 drummers on 12 songs, and everybody tours. So it took like 2 years to record.
Yeah.
But there was a moment while we were in Calabasas at Tommy Lee's studio, and we had 3 days and we recorded 5 drummers, one after the other.
Oh, they were like stacking outside.
And it was really amazing because we'd like, you'd be in a band, and it's guys like Tommy Lee, who I've worked with. I played on all his solo records. Yeah. Taylor Hawkins, Abel Boyle Jr. from Paul McCartney's band. Yeah. And it's heavy hitters. Yeah. You know, Matt Chamberlain just came off the road with Soundgarden and came into the studio with us. So we go into the room, and me, Daniel Spree, my bass player, we are the common denominator. Yeah. The strings. Yeah. and the voices. Yeah. And we'd be in a band with whoever was drumming. And it was an incredible experience, and we filmed it. So there's going to be a documentary down the road. Yeah. So it's a very exciting. You get to witness how drummers hit and how it sounds different, especially 2 guys on the same kit.
Oh yeah,
because this guy hits really hard, so the compressor on the overheads works a lot different than a guy who hits really light. Sometimes it sounds like the guy who's hitting light is hitting harder. Yeah, because it just sounds more
so much. Yeah,
exactly. So it's an amazing thing to view. So I'm hoping that I get someone to edit that.
Oh, that sounds cool. I'm looking forward to that. Did they get like free reign to do whatever they wanted on the drums, or did you have like some?
Everybody got like a vocal and a guitar. Yeah. And a little guidance. You know, and then, but we're talking about it. That's why when Taylor was there, we're talking, okay, so, hey, let's not do this hit before the 3rd chorus. And I'm like, okay, but at the end of the chorus, just go fucking crazy. And then we did a couple of takes, and then he's done. See ya, thanks. Cool. And that's how it basically worked with every drummer, which was like an amazing way to do it. And some of these guys, Dan just met for the first time. You know, a Motley Crue fan. Yeah. Now I'm in the studio playing with Tommy Lee. What? So it was really cool for him. Yeah. So it's a really exciting project. I'm really excited about it. Yeah.
That sounds really.
And then I have to get it done, because come March, it looks like Bon Jovi's going back on the road.
Okay, so you got to get it done before that's.
Yeah, it'd be nice if it came out in February or something.
Well, I'll be looking forward to that for sure. Awesome, thanks so much for taking the time to do this.
Thank you. And thanks for doing this.
Hey, my pleasure.
Man, crazy.